Mike Butcher with TechCrunch here, and I'm here at LeWeb, and I'm about to chat to Julian Smith, who's the founder of Breather.
That's right.
An unusual name, Breather.
Is it?
I think it's unusual.
Okay, it's an unusual name.
I think it's quite it certainly took me by surprise. Now, what the hell is Breather?
I mean, Breather's the easiest thing in the world. There's excess, because of a bunch of financial and other weird reasons, there's excess real estate that's empty everywhere all the time. And so
more and more because of the economy.
Yeah, right, exactly. And they don't know what to do with it. So Breather takes excess real estate and turns them into rooms that are nice, and then gives anyone that's a member access to be able to open it literally with a phone. So what that means is a user can walk down Broadway or something in New York City and be like, well, I got 3 hours till my flight, I don't know what to do, and literally unlock a private room for themselves so they can go up and get some work done. There's always Wi-Fi, the places are always safe and clean and everything else. And basically it's a distributed network of private space. So it's peace and quiet on demand. That's what it is.
So like a sort of Airbnb for empty rooms.
So we manage all the spaces, and they're all sort of designed the same way. When you go into a Breather, it's the same. It's not like the same as walking into a Starbucks, but every Starbucks kind of looks the same, even though they're all shaped differently. All Breathers are generally the same and maintained by us and by a series of cleaning crews. But in the sense that it's underused assets of space, it's similar to Airbnb, and some have compared it to Zipcar or something else too.
Okay, so you unlock it with an iPhone app. You obviously have to install a special lock, which works with the app, obviously.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a connected lock. Is it the lock proprietorial to you, or can you use any kind of
Actually,
system?
more and more locks, as you know, because you've been covering them, have been coming out on the market. There's one called August. There's another one called Lockatron. And Lockatron was the one that we partnered with at the beginning. Basically, you install the lock, it installs itself over the air, and then we put it in the network, and people can begin using the space. So fundamentally, Twitter is based on SMS, and without SMS, there's no Twitter. So we're the same. We depend on what will become a ubiquitous technology, which is the ability to unlock a door with a phone. It's not a big deal. In the future, it's not a big deal. But right now, when you look at it, you could say, oh, well, how many locks, how many doors can I unlock with this? And that's where the power of the network resides. It's in the ability to unlock hundreds and hundreds of doors inside of a city. And basically, it becomes a private layer on top of space that allows you to get all kinds of stuff.
The obvious question, of course, is that I've got 3 hours to kill. Oh, and I'm with my girlfriend or my boyfriend. Is this what's going to happen with Breathers?
Yeah, that's a really good question. The
answer,
right.
I have some white powder burning a hole in my pocket. What do I do?
Right.
What's going
Totally.
How do you police that?
This is literally the number one concern that every single person has. So you're not a pervert, or you are, and everybody else is too, I don't know. But everybody thinks and talks about those things. So the reality is you don't not invent the subway because someone's might jump in front of a subway. That would be insane. The answer is you solve the problems as they come out. And one of the main problems is what kind of people are going to use it. So basically, Breather is a distributed private club where your membership card is your phone. And your membership card, obviously your phone cannot be revoked at any time, but we can revoke your membership at any time. And we're always maintaining and taking care of the spaces, and we rate the user after they leave.
Right.
So we watch what they do. I mean, we don't watch what they do with the space, but after they leave, we take a look, we go, okay, should this person be let in again? No, ban them.
They trash the room, ban them, and they're done.
Exactly, insurance or whatever, or charge them.
They can't register under a different name or something?
So we have a lot of the identity. So obviously a credit card needs to be associated with the file. You have to put your name in association with that credit card, all this stuff that Uber does. And we can actually go as far as we need to in order to solve that problem, but I suspect that it will be quite a small amount of usage. And we'll reinforce it by banning users that don't behave well, and by allowing users that are the best users to invite their friends.
So you get some virality.
A little bit.
Who are the typical users of Breather when you get up and running?
I think the answer is people at first that can expense it on their credit card, but you want to keep it at a price range where it's really affordable, because the point of it is to democratize the city, to give you a city that you can explore that's almost like full of secret doors. So it'll be priced at a really reasonable amount, something like $20 or so an hour. But even so, I'm sure that There'll be a significant business clientele, but also a significant clientele that just wants to get downtime away from whatever it is that they normally do.
Certainly, getting a nap before your flight would be a great idea. What about the issue of so the monetization aspect of it? Obviously, you're getting a cut of the transaction. The real estate owner is getting a cut of the transaction.
Yeah, of course.
Is it weighted toward to incentivize the?
Yeah, so you want to think about each breather like a franchise. Each McDonald's sells hamburgers, or each Subway sells Subway sandwiches. Breather sells space, and so just like McDonald's brings in the customers through brand and through other things, we bring in customers by basically having exclusive access to them. And you want to keep the spaces open, and that requires the incentives to be correct. The real estate owners have to feel like it's worth it for them. And so we try to simplify the process. All the cleaning, everything else just happens, and they just get a check at the end of the month.
It doesn't sound like there's anyone else out there doing something like this.
It seems like such an obvious idea once you hear it, that it would seem insane that there would be someone else. But reality is there is no one, but that's just because the technologies to allow this to happen are literally just emerging right now. So I'm sure that other players will emerge, and we welcome it. But the reality is this is a network effect, sort of winner-take-all market, and we're ready to fight for it.
And you've got some backers, some pretty interesting backers?
Yeah. There's $1.5 million in venture funding. I'm Canadian, so our proud backer is the largest and most prolific seed fund in Canada, Real Ventures, and then a bunch of great angels that are either friends of mine or that through the network have loved the idea. Gary Vaynerchuk, Loic Lemar, Mike Walsh from Uber, and a bunch of others.
Excellent. And which cities are you going to be live in?
So we're beta testing just as we obtain the locks literally in the next 30 days. And then as time goes on, our first city that we launch in will be New York around October or so, with a small private list of people. And if you feel free to email me or something if you don't get on that list. And then as time goes on, we'll expand the spaces and expand the people that we allow access into the spaces as well.
Well, Julian Smith, thanks very much for talking to us.
Thanks for having me.